What's going on? Today I'm back with more of my MMA takes. I made a video I think 1 or 2 months ago talking about some of my MMA hot takes, some UFC hot takes and shit like that. I'm gonna be doing some more today, just like last time. Some of them are gonna be maybe hot takes, and then some of these are gonna be maybe cool takes, not so hot. Let's just get right into it with dude. David Goggins in the corner is not a bad idea. This is the thumbnail for the video, and I was it's not a bad idea, man. We saw Goggins in Paddy Pimblett's corner. Not Paddy Pimblett, Tony Ferguson's corner against Paddy Pimblett. And listen, that cornering Tony at that era, a couple of years ago, that didn't look so good. But to be honest, it's kind of what Tony needed. Here's my way of thinking, right? When I'm thinking of David Goggins, inspirational, the whole purpose of him being in your corners to get you riled up, to get you hyped up. And that was a good idea for Tony Ferguson, because that was kind of what he needed. However, Father Time has taken a hold of him, taken a good grasp of Tony Ferguson by the collar, and made him his bitch a little bit. You could say, yeah, Tony Ferguson's now dominating boxing. Oh my God, he's not dominating boxing, but Tony Ferguson's in the win column in 2026. That's insane. I'm getting off topic, but like, Goggins wasn't that bad of an idea for Tony Ferguson, and I think he's not a bad idea for a lot of these people. Because in my opinion, right, if I'm a pro fighter and I have these skills and I have this vast amount of experience, so many fights on my resume and shit like that, I need someone who has knowledge of the game, regular coach, Tim Welch, Eric, whatever, shit like that, people like that. I need at least one of those people. And then I need someone that is like David Goggins. I think that would be perfect. Telling me, yo, get your fucking mind out of the gutter, man. Get up. Get up. You've been fighting for this the day you came out the womb. Get the fuck up. Like, I would get chills down my spine. And I'd be like, hold on now. It's like the same reason you go to the gym and like during the winter you watch those edits, or those edits of like Batman and shit, and it's like, be the hero you are and shit like that. Or like the guys who go on SoundCloud in the gym and listen to those sad edits where it's like, Anakin, like shit like that. Like fuck, what's the famous I knew you once, Silent Hill, or shit shit like that. Like, people watch those videos to get bit of like motivation. David Goggins is the motivator himself, And when I think of motivation, I'm thinking of Usman versus Edwards 2, right? Leon Edwards down 4 rounds, looking like he's just what would John Anik say? Looking like he's okay with losing by a decision, some shit like that. And then John Anik goes, but that is not the cloth from which he is cut. And then he gets the head kick. But what happened before the head kick? What happened? His corner, get your mind out the gutter, Leon. Get that out, man. You gotta pull yourself out the fire. You gotta pull yourself out the fire. Get up. And Leon was like, okay, I can do this now. I can do this. That actually helped him, and that probably gave him the confidence and shit to throw that feint jab into the high kick and knock Usman out and shit like that. And also another great example is oh my God, I almost just said Ted Cruz. Teddy Atlas, right? Famous clip of Teddy Atlas. He's in the corner and he's like, "We're firemen. We're firemen. We live in the fire. We live in the fire." That's this type of shit I want to see people doing in the UFC. A lot of people are there, like in the corner. The corner guys are like, "Yo, you live for this. You train hard and shit." David Goggins, he's pushing that up to level 10. He would be the worst nightmare for motivation, and that's the kind of shit I want to see. Not necessarily in the corner of new guys, amateurs, or like prospects and shit, but guys who are experienced. We know Izzy, he trained with Goggins, but I honestly feel like Goggins in Izzy's corner, that would actually be good. Because we just saw that with the Joe Pyfer fight. Izzy just said fuck all with his game plan pretty much and just started swinging with Joe. I feel like in between rounds, Izzy goes back. He starts thinking like, fuck it, I'm just doing it. Goggins is right there and say, hey, wake the fuck up, man. Wake up. Wake the fuck up. You got to get your head in the game. Get your head in the game. And Izzy's like, wait, hold on. He might be right. And then he goes on to TKO Joe Pyfer and he he gets the bell back. Whatever. No, I'm just fucking. But I honestly think Goggins is not a bad idea. I think he would be dope as fuck to have in your corner. But like I said, in someone who has a bit of experience to the point where it's okay to have a substitute instead of a coach that's actually giving you technique and shit because you know technique. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the reason I'm making this one of the. I got this reason to make this video because of this, and then I started thinking of other takes. But this is my favorite take of all time. Let's get into the next one. Holloway destroys most grapplers. This shit pisses me off. I'm going to be making a video this Thursday about UFC fighters losing and the worst type of fans. And I'll get to more of that in that video. But dude, Max Holloway survived 25 minutes with Charles Oliveira. And people are saying, dude, his grappling sucks. Max is overrated. And, dude, anyone destroys him in the grappling. Paddy Pimblett destroys him in the grappling. Fuck no, dude. Listen, I'm going to name all the people who beat Max in grappling. Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, Islam Makhachev. That's who I think. I literally think Holloway destroys all those, like the rest. I think he destroys BSD. I think he destroys Paddy Pimblett. I think he destroys... dude, I honestly could see him beating Gamrot. I could see him beating Gamrot. I really can. I don't know. That's a bit of a 50. That's a bit of a scary thing. But I just fucking hate the fans who are like, dude, Max Holloway, grappling sucks, man. This guy sucks. Dude, he survived 25 minutes with Oliveira on his back. I get it. He got dominated. He got, like, outlifted and shit, out-muscled. Oliveira was the way bigger guy in that fight. Not saying that's the whole reason. But Holloway got dominated on the ground, okay? But he survived. Gamrot didn't survive. And that was supposed to be 25 minutes. Holloway survived 25 minutes of him on his back, dude. Of him on his back. And it wasn't like JDM Islam performance or Chimaev versus DDP. Oliveira was actively chasing submissions. He was actively doing ground and pound. So Holloway managed to survive all of that. I get it. He got dominated. That's a bad look. But if you could take anything good from that fight, it's that Holloway survives. Holloway survived, and Holloway can survive other grapplers. And he can out-destroy. He can fuck him up. He can fuck up Paddy Pimblett. He can have his way with Pimblett. We'll get to Pimblett in a second. But I can't stand it. Like I said, I'm going to make a video on the worst type of fans, and I'm going to talk way more in depth about that shit. And this is, Holloway, Oliveira, that's going to be a huge topic. But, no, I'm still riding with my boy. We know his striking is elite, and I still think his grappling is good. I really do. His takedown defense is good. He can get taken down, but he gets right back up. Oliveira is just that fucking guy. He's got that BJJ. He's got that wrestling. He is that guy in that department. That guy. Benoit Saint-Denis is not that guy in that grappling department. He is not. I get it. He has a good win over Rufi. That's good. Rufi didn't have the best grappling. And his grappling is not that bad. I think Holloway destroys Moicano. I really do. So, it just pisses me off. I don't think this is a hot take at all, except for the stupid people who think, dude, Holloway's grappling sucks. Whatever. Let's get on to the next take. Cheating is rewarded in the UFC, okay? The guy right here, the guy on screen, Tafiq Musayev, whatever his fucking rat's name is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what this guy's name is. He just had it's such a poorly quality picture. But he just had a fight with Bahamondes, Ignacio Bahamondes, at, was it UFC Texas? Or UFC Houston? I forget which, or was it Mexico? I forget where when this fight took place, but it was a couple weeks ago. And Ignacio, second round, right away, drops Tofik bad with a right hand. Drops him bad. Tofik gets hurt. He survives. He tries to get on the feet, and he's still out of it. He's still hurt. And then Ignacio goes for a lift, as you could see in this picture. You could see in this picture. He goes for the lift, suplex, whatever. I don't care. He's gonna take him down. But what's that? What's Tofik doing? Is he massaging the fence? Is he saying, "No, please help me," to the fence? No, this guy's fucking grabbing the fence. He is grabbing the fence. Okay, that stops the takedown. That sucks. That's bad. But that's not all. That's not all, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have another video. I don't have a picture of it. But what happens later in this round? Ignacio's on bottom. What happens? Dude, Tofik headbutts him like twice. Literally headbutts him. You could see it. Only the ref didn't see it. But the worst thing, the thing I'm getting at with this, and this is just the best example I can think of for this shit. But the worst thing is, one, Tofik won this fight. It makes sense with the decision because Ignacio was on the ground and everything. He got kind of cut up. But the headbutt did add to the cut, 100%. But the worst thing, not even that Tofik won, is that this fight got Fight of the Month. Fight of the Month. That means both of these fighters got 100K. That's good for Bahamondes. Tofik deserves fuck all. He doesn't deserve the 100K. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure this was during the month of Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. That should have gotten Fight of the Month. I could be wrong. Don't hold me to it. But it's so disrespectful that cheating is okay. I think of the quote. I was originally gonna have it as the title on the slide, but if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I believe that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays. They're okay with cheating. The eye pokes, they're okay with that shit. It's just terrible. This past weekend, fucking Wellmaker versus Diaz. Diaz kind of doesn't really drop Wellmaker, but just hits him while his leg is caught, drops Wellmaker to the ground, kind of not really a knockdown, but drops him, and then Diaz just runs full force into a soccer kick or a knee while Wellmaker's on the ground. It didn't do anything because it landed on the knee, but that's 100% on purpose. You can't justify that shit. That's not as bad. I'm not that mad at that, but still, it's a bit of a weird thing. And then you got Gon eye poking Tom Aspinall. That's terrible, dude. And now he's getting awarded a interim belt shot against Alex Pereira. I get it, that fight should have been rebooked and everything. But on top of that, dude, Gon's gotten so many title shots. It's so annoying, dude. He's gotten so many, and he got robbed. He got the robbery victory over Volkov, which was so disgraceful, so disrespectful. And then now he gets he eye pokes Aspinall, and he's like, hey man, what's the French? Oui, it happens. It's part of the game. That man is not a joke. No, it's just so fucking stupid though. I can't stand it. Why are we doing this shit? And Tofik's got this fucking Spartan tattoo. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't. Sorry. He doesn't deserve it. Let's get on to the next one. Sean Strickland. This is gonna be a hot one. Oh shit. Here we go. This might be a hot take. Top 3 middleweight of all time. We just saw him win against Chimaev. It wasn't a robbery at all. It was a competitive fight, but it was a clear win for Sean Strickland. 2, 3, 5. Okay. Chimaev gets 1 and 4. But 2, 3, 5 Sean. That's not the point of this. He's officially become top 3 middleweight of all time. Okay. Number 1, I'll still give it to Anderson Silva, but that is cutting it close. In the next, I would say, 1 to 2 years, Anderson Silva is not going to be the best middleweight of all time, man. He is not going to be. Really. The game evolves. Fighters evolve. I don't want to hear that dumb shit where, dude, the fight game's not evolved that much. I don't want to hear that shit. That's stupid. It has. Clearly has. But Silva is still my number 1. And then number 2 and 3, and probably 4, are debatable. But I honestly think, okay, here we go. I honestly think you could give second place to DDP. Oh, now, wait a second. He beat Whitaker. He beat Sean Strickland twice, but I would say the first one's a bit of a robbery. It is a robbery, so that's has an asterisk next to it. He beat fucking Izzy by submission. Okay, so and he was undefeated in the UFC before the Chimaev fight. The Chimaev fight doesn't look that good. And then Sean Strickland, top 3, the 3rd best middleweight of all time. And then number 4, I personally got Izzy. I honestly think his reign is a bit overrated. You know, I'm not one of those people to say his striking is overrated. His striking is really good, but I do think his reign is a bit overrated. The whole thing. What does Lucas Tracy say? Relax mode Izzy. He used to say that shit. I mean, you could just see it. And Izzy's on a terrible skid now. But honestly, you could even replace Sean Strickland and DDP. You can reverse him, but I kind of do have DDP above him still because he does have that win over Sean Strickland, and it was a pretty dominant win. Dude, if Sean Strickland beats DDP in the trilogy, and then, of course, he's first going to fight Imavov probably in the rematch. Dude, Sean Strickland has a win over Izzy, DDP, I'm going to say it, yeah, I'm going to say it, Imavov, and Brendan Allen, and now Chimaev. Those are so fucking good, dude. And most of his losses, like Jared Cannonier, he won that fight. That was a robbery too. A lot of his fights, they look close. They look like he goes to the other guy, but a lot of the punches aren't landing. Sean Strickland wins a bunch of robberies, but he just doesn't get to him. It doesn't get it. It's fucking terrible. I feel bad for him. But his resume... Oh, Anthony Hernandez, too, who was looking like he's going to be destroying through the entire division, and then Sean Strickland goes out there and TKOs him. Listen, this guy has an underrated resume. We got to put more respect on my boy's name. We have to. I made a video on Luke Rockhold talking shit about Sean Strickland versus Chimaev. If you want to know about that, go watch that video. It was so fucking stupid. But honestly, like I said, you could switch DDP and Strickland. Strickland could be number 2, but just because he's got that competitive win, it's more the dominant win means more than a really close fight that I think Strickland won. That being said, as I was saying, I get off topic a lot. I apologize. But as I was saying, if Strickland goes out there, beats Imavov in the rematch, and then beats DDP in the trilogy, greatest middleweight of all time. And I don't think it's a question at all. I really don't. But we'll get to that if that happens. Next take. Jan destroys everyone. Another fighter who's low-key underrated. I think Jan literally destroys anyone in the top 10 right now. Even in the top 15. Maybe there's a couple possibilities, but I think he beats Merab in the trilogy. I think he beats Umar. I really do. I think he beats O'Malley in the rematch. He beats Eamon Zahabi. Who the fuck is Eamon Zahabi? He beats Corey Sandhagen. He beats fucking Song Yadong. He beats Marlon Vera. He beat all of these guys almost already. Okay? He beats Peyton Talbot, and I hate that because I really like Peyton Talbot. I really do. He's one of my favorite fighters. I'm not going to lie. I won't lie. But Jan destroys all of them. He destroys all of them. You know, before the rematch against Merab, he was saying that he was injured in the first fight against Merab where he got literally dominated 50-45. And this is one of those cases with the rematch. It's one of those cases where I 100% believe him. I 100% believe he was injured. He wasn't at his full potential and wasn't at his full skill because he goes out there and destroys Merab, hurts him on multiple occasions, defends the takedowns, lands takedowns of himself, slams Merab on his head. Listen, Jan, he takes 1 or 2 rounds off in the beginning because he's computing the data. That's his whole stitch about him. His boxing is beautiful. His takedowns are beautiful. His trips are something ungodly. It is something unworldly, I should say that. His trips are beautiful, and I love to see him every time, dude. I really do. Jan destroys everyone. The only if Jan goes out there and destroys, or not destroys, but wins against Umar, there's no case. Best #1 bantamweight of all time. Right now it's Merab because of the tear Merab was on. But I think that's over. I think that era is over. I think Jan is back, and he's going to be remaining champ for a long-ass fucking time, man. I think Jan destroys everyone. Next up, Paddy Pimblett will never be champ. This is my last MMA take. But, dude, after that performance against Justin Gaethje, I know there was maybe a couple eye pokes. I just don't see it. I really don't. Listen, his BJJ is really good, okay? It is really good. But his striking is not that good. He has a chin. He has got an amazing chin. But I think Ilya folds him in round 1. And that's not a surprise because it's Ilya, but still. And like I said earlier, I think Holloway beats him pillar to post. Pillar to post. I think he beats him. He's got no head movement whatsoever. He's a stiff motherfucker. He's a stiff guy. Jared Gordon beat him. And Jared Gordon, he's not that good. Okay? But Gordon beat him. This guy is striking his shit. He's got a chin. That's it. But I don't want to hear anything about fucking body kicks or whatever. Oh, he's got a nice jab. And his BJJ is super fucking good. His BJJ is going to take him to the belt. No, the game has evolved way too much for BJJ being the only thing that can get you a win. If you got good BJJ, dude, it's what a lot of people think are like, dude, if you got good BJJ, if you got good wrestling, man, it's over for everyone else. You're going to destroy. You don't even need striking. You just got that grappling. You're going to destroy everyone. You know, the wrestling dads. They're like, man, American wrestling, if you got good wrestling, it's over. It's over. You know, just make them the winner even before the fight started. It's over. Get out of here, dude. No, that is not the case. You need to be somewhat well-rounded. And Paddy Pimblett, his striking is not evolved. It's still evolving, but I shouldn't say it's not evolved, but it's still evolving just at kind of a slow rate. Justin Gaethje, he looked ass in that performance against Paddy. Shout out to him. He won, though. But I just don't see him ever being champ. Same with BSD. However, I will say he's a super entertaining fighter. I'm really excited to watch him against BSD. That's going to be a banger fight. I like Paddy, but I just don't see him ever being champion. Sorry to say. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Those are some of my other MMA hot takes. Maybe I'll make a third video in a couple months. Just spice things up a bit. But like I said earlier, this Thursday I'm going to be making a video about the worst UFC fans, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you later. Peace.